You need to put your Kapkans low to the ground. We can like give you a little tutorial.
Less talking, we move out.
Got him. Roll a C4. Bam. You don't have to sit there with mine. He'll die if he walks in.
Seconds left.
No way he's stupid enough to jump through the window. Yes!
Mission successful.
Hello comrade and welcome to my Kapkan tutorial video. I'm gonna be honest, there's not many ops that I've actually practiced a lot with, but Kapkan is one of the ops that I'm really interested in. I'm not the best Kapkan player in the world, but I see a lot of new players gravitating towards him as he's only 1k renown. And let's be honest, if you're a new player, you like the sound of free kills. So if any of these tips were helpful, please subscribe. My first tip would be to always put them on the bottom of doors. This makes them way harder to see for the enemy. If one of your friends are holding that angle that you put the trap on, they're not going to have time to look for the trap because they'll be so focused on the person in front of them. Which means that even if someone was holding that angle and they died, the EDD would get to them. One of the most important things about Kapkan is the element of surprise. You really don't want the enemy to know that you are Kapkan. You definitely don't want them knowing where any of your traps are. Kapkan's best friends are Mozzie and Mute, because if the drones can't get to you, they can't scan you, which means no one knows that you're Kapkan. And like I said, his best weapon is the element of surprise. If you get scanned once by a drone, you have way less of a chance of actually getting a kill, because everyone will be looking out for your traps. Another tip with this is if a drone actually scans your trap, then you should probably move it to another location. This means that they'll be expecting a trap on that doorway, which will waste the time, and they won't be expecting a trap on the other doorway, which will get them killed. Excuse the joke, but don't rush in, because your role is to make sure they don't get in sight by staying in sight. Kapkan is not a roamer, so don't treat him like one. I've seen people run out of sight too many times with Kapkan. It's just stupid. Your goal as Kapkan is just to live. You don't need to get a kill every match. You just need to make sure that they don't get in. Let the attackers come to you. Never go to them. Just like in Kapkan's operator video.
These soldiers think their training will keep them alive. They break down doors and come through windows, weapons drawn. But it's too late. They forgot the first rule of survival. The real hunter always watches where he steps.
While playing as Kapkan, I think the smartest idea is to actually think like Kapkan would. When you're Kapkan, you're playing the waiting game. You're not rushing in and getting kills. If you let them come to you, then you have the advantage, especially if you have little fucking explosives on the doorways. You also need to know that 2 Kapkans is usually a kill, and 1 Kapkan is only going to get them down to half health. 1 Kapkan on a doorway can still be useful. Even if that 1 Kapkan on the doorway doesn't kill them, it's making it easier for someone else to kill them. Also, when it explodes, you'll know where the enemy is. This is why I like Kapkan way more than Legion. My final tip is to not use them too much. After using Kapkan 1 or twice, you're probably not going to get them with the same trick. Meaning that the more you get people with the traps, the more they're going to be looking for them. I think the most perfect way to play Kapkan is to have 1 person on your team playing for one of the matches. Say if he plays Kapkan first match and he gets a kill, then that's a free kill. You know, Kapkan's helping the team. Then, that guy who got killed will be looking for EDDs. But you know, at this point you probably aren't playing Kapkan and you're playing someone else, so he's just wasting his time looking at the doorways. This is in my opinion the best way to use Kapkan. Not only would he be getting a kill in a match, people would still be looking out for his EDDs in the matches he's not even being used. I got one more tip, and that's to place some EDDs after the drones have came in. You know, Kapkan hasn't got much of a setup, he just needs to put his things on doorways. So you got all the time in the world. You got a good 30 seconds before they start coming in at the start of the match. And then because he didn't see it with the drone, bam, you free kill. I'm going to list off some of Kapkan's weaknesses. Number 1, idiots playing him. Most of the time you'll have Ches from the Special Ed Club taking Kapkan from you. Ches is the kind of bozo to eat popcorn with a spoon. You really don't want this guy playing as the Red Menace, because one of the only red things that he sees is his crayons that he draws with in Special Ed class. Another weakness with Kapkan is he gets banned every single match along with Fuse. I like to call this Russian racism, and I will destroy any team that does this. The only 5 ops I see banned are Fuse, Jackal, Clash, Cav, and Kapkan. And it's a shame as well, because these are all really fun ops to play. Especially Kapkan. You'll be lucky enough to load into a match where you can actually play as him in Rent. In my opinion, Kapkan is by far the best trap operator. If you like making Ash mains punch holes in the walls, then I think that Kapkan is the operator for you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. It really helps. Like, you don't realize how much it helps. Please subscribe.
Fucking die! That's all I'm saying! Oh, oh shit, I know where they are,